Alright, coming back at y'all with another vid, bro. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all. Oh, my dog Khalil here with me. You know, like shit. I say probably after 2024, like shit. I don't know if it's our dopamine receptors or something like that, or like we've been consuming so much content or seeing so much shit trying to be like just perfection, but it's like shit just don't feel real. And what I mean about that is like everything just feels so surface level, you know what I'm saying? Like relationship wise, you know what I'm saying? People on an everyday basis, you know what I mean? It ain't no like real connections to be made for real. Even like getting a job. Motherfuckers really don't wanna these motherfuckers really don't wanna like get to really know you and know your character. They just gonna put you on with an AI bot. Most of the time, they ain't even gonna let you in. They said they need 10 years of experience to get in the food line. What are you talking about? I was just born. What you think?
Now, I can 100% agree, but I feel like more so about things don't feel real no more. I feel like everything in life, at least nowadays, I feel like times have definitely like changed for real.
Yeah.
A lot of shit right now is like very transactional. And it's like most times people will only deal with you when they know they can get something out of dealing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that can be like with friendships, relationships, shit, like co-workers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like most of the times, like people are only gonna deal with you when they know they can get something out of you. And then once your, I guess, purpose or value has diminished for them, that's when it's like, okay, you can kick rocks.
Right.
I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of people take their time when it comes to getting in like relationships and stuff, especially if you're someone who has like a good head on your shoulders. I know, I guess for me, it took me a minute to really open myself up to someone again and be willing to like, I guess, give someone that chance and like be with them again, just because I know how relationships are nowadays. Things have changed. I don't like the current stigma on relationships. I personally think it's whack. It's lame as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. So that was a big reason why, I'm not gonna lie, for like 3.5 years of my life, gang, I wasn't even trying to be in a relationship. I wasn't really trying to deal with nobody, because it's very hard to find someone who isn't just with you because they know they can get something out of you. You know what I'm saying? You serve some purpose to them, and that's the only reason that they, that's the only value you hold for them. You know what I'm saying? And that can go with friendships and all that. That's why I ain't got that many friends. Jared, my dog, I got a few other people that is I could call my friends, a few that I can call my brothers. But for real, it's like, I don't really got a lot of people that it's like I could deem myself to be super cool with, just because I know how the world is nowadays. So,
And what we call that? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. That's like narcissist shit, right?
for what?
I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if it's the right term. Like narcissist, like they just getting what they want out of you,
Taking advantage of you, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would
Is
call.
that-
So I don't know what you would call that for.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not narcissism, or that's not a narcissist, but I don't know exactly what you would call that. But a lot of people are like that though.
Yeah, but it's like I guess the type way I just put it, everybody just for self gain, and that's about it.
Yeah, basically.
You know, it's like for some women, they will look at you as just a dick and balls. It's like niggas ain't gonna get it, but it's like if you nothing but good dick to females, they ain't gonna be checking and talking about like what's your mental health. You could have a 12-gauge shotgun in your mouth right now. All you is just an object. Cause niggas need to talk to, cause you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of narrative going around like, oh no, men don't need therapy. Nigga, yes we do. We 100% need that. It's like, this is why we like need something that's like really real, you know? And that's like, that gives real time feedback instead of like you giving energy and then they just meet you with bullshit that's like, that make you question who was they raised by, you know, or who's raising you, you know, because it's just that type of shit. It never made sense to me because I always been that type of person, you know, to reciprocate the energy, you know what I mean, a person will give me, you know, and just keep, you know, going, bouncing back and forth. Pause.
Big pause.
Big pause.
I personally think that's like, I'm like the same way. It's
Yeah.
like, but it's not even that, well, I'm not gonna lie, I used to be the same way. I will say I did have to learn, especially after like my situations with senior year. You can't really, I guess, gauge how you're gonna be to people based off of like what you would want to expect from others, because a lot of the times people are not going to meet up with those expectations. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people aren't gonna meet those expectations that you set, and a lot of the times you set those expectations just off of how you are as a person. I was a victim of doing that because I always hold people to such like a high standard, and it's like I always, I guess, treat people in the same way because it's like I treat people how I would want to be treated. So, but a lot of the times, just because you treat someone a certain way, they're not gonna be willing to, I guess, give that same energy back. So it's no longer a thing where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna reciprocate energy, because a lot of the times the energy that you saying you gonna reciprocate, it don't even line up with your morals. It don't line up with how you are as a person. So really, I would say the biggest thing that I had to learn is that regardless of how someone is, do not ever let that diminish you as a person. Do not ever allow them to change you or change how you are. Always go through, be yourself, and just always just stay true to your morals, stay true to your values and all of that. Don't allow anyone to change that. If their values don't line up with you, then I'm not gonna lie, you might gotta reevaluate who you hanging around, you gotta reevaluate who you giving your energy to. Just make sure you always hold true to your values. Don't ever let anyone change that. I'm not gonna lie.
As a matter of fact, I can actually build off that. And why the world right now feels so fake is people aren't not being their true selves. It's too much of a hassle
Facts.
for people to be them true selves. You know, it's like, I'm a corny ass nigga with no morals. Niggas know this, and that's really me. Now I got morals, but it's like, you know, the way I go about life is like, niggas would like question like, bro, like, you don't even gotta do this, but it's like, I do. It's the type of shit that make me feel alive. I ain't gonna say what I do, but it's the type of shit that really make me feel alive.
This is an impulsive nigga. He makes impulsive decisions. He's one of those people.
I used to make impulsive decisions. Now I make impulsive decisions with money. But yeah, to get back to that point though, yeah, nobody really want to be themselves. Everybody want to copy what the next person doing. Like, damn, like, you know, I guess women would have this like herd mindset of like, if they, I guess, boyfriend out here buying them BMW Benzes, they will also want their boyfriend to do the same shit. And it's like, you build at what, bro? Both of y'all is in y'all very early 20s. Why would you want to expect such a thing and then break up with them for not meeting them superficial needs?
I feel like that's a big thing with social media too. Because you gotta understand, people like to base their lives, that's very bad to do. I'm not gonna lie, I used to do that as well. And I kind of do that with I used to do that with music as well, where it's like I would base my music based on what I'm hearing or what I vibe with, and it's like, dang, like, why I can't sound like this, why I don't sound like this, when it's like, I'm never gonna sound like another person. Like, I'm gonna always be myself. Like, I'm gonna sound like me. I can't base my sound off another person's sound because that's their sound. I have to develop my own.
Right.
So it's like, that was a reason. I'm not gonna lie, I stepped away from social media for the purpose of focusing on building my craft, and also for the purpose of I need to remain focused. It's too much on social media that can affect my grind. Too much on social media that could mess with my mental, because there's a lot of things on there that you don't need to be seeing. There's a lot of things that you don't want to be witnessing for real. So I feel like social media definitely plays a part in that. I'm not gonna lie.
And I ain't gonna lie, I say the same for niggas too. We're very visual people.
Facts.
You know, I guess you could say lustful. You know, I ain't just gonna be harping on women. I'm gonna harp on men too. Everybody could get the smoke.
That's
Men,
facts.
if they notice their girl ain't got much ass, and they look at a girl on social media, damn, she clapping without jumping. I need something like that. You know what? Fuck this girl. I'm gonna break up with my girl right now and go after something that really look good, that really got them clappers on. And it's like, I guess that lust really pulls through on social media too. That really strikes, it hits men the hardest.
Facts.
They're not really like comfortable with what they got now. And that's so destructive because it's like you really, like us men really could be like building something real with this one female and then see another female on social media and be like, damn, I need that. And then you break up a 5-year relationship just because like you just been lusting over like woman that got this and that, where you already built so much with this one female right here.
That's
So
facts. And then a lot of the times too, the person that you have made up in your head that you wish you had, I guarantee you, by the time you end up married, if that's something you believe in, something you want to do, by the time you end up married, it's not even gonna be to this so-called dream girl. A lot of people don't even end up finding and getting together with the person that they have in their head that it's like, nah, this is the person that I want. Like,
Facts.
have it written all the way down to the book, like, nah, you're not gonna have that. It's gonna be something that is like, this might not have been the girl I made up in my head, but this is my person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not gonna really end up with the person you got made up in your head. Nobody ever does. And if you do, I'm not gonna lie, you lucky.
And I guess what really pushes that too is like imperfection is the real beauty, and perfection is what makes shit ugly. Cause if you're a perfect person, you perfect looks, perfect brain, perfect all of that, you're in a really unrealistic world
Facts.
where people really don't tell you no. But when the time comes and where you're really struggling, you're gonna lose your mind the most.
That's facts.
And it's like, and that's what some dudes really trying to like reach for, the perfect like the perfect aesthetic, you know. And that's really not, it's really not gonna. Oh damn, my grandma calling.
Okay. Intermission.
Intermission.